Hey fellow farmers, this is Bunto and welcome to the account review for Andrew. Or, that name which I refuse to to try to pronounce. But anyways, yeah, so this is the account review for Andrew, which I just did the summonings for, albeit a really crappy summoning. I'm so sorry. Didn't get you anything there. But yeah, so now we're going to be doing the account review, and again, I'm doing this account review as a thank you for him letting me do the summons for him. All right, so that's why I'm doing the review. All right, so let's start. So yeah, I would always like to start by reviewing his current Nat 5s, just because everyone wants to know if they're building their Nat 5s properly, right? So yeah, so let's check out the Nat 5s that he pulled for himself. So he has a Chow, pretty good. Who else does he have? So Chow, oh wow, some math, all right. So he has a Samath, the Water Fairy King, Chow, oh Shige, all right, or Bob, if you guys watch YDCB, Bob and P Samad, all right, and yeah, who else does he have? Rika, pretty good. Oh, Wind Panda and Tiana, wow. He has Tiana. Everybody has a freaking Tiana, eh? Damn it. And then Eladriel. Unruined, but yeah, it should really ruin him. He's really great. Alright, so yeah, I think that's the Nat 5s that he has. But either way, they are very good. So he does have a Vert, a Sigmars, and I guess he didn't make a Katarina yet. But oh yeah, and he has a homie, the Homunculus. What did he name him? Juraxes. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so let's start off by reviewing his Chow. All right. Stats are decent, of course, not expecting anything too crazy. Because so just a little background of him. He did start the game 3 months ago from scratch, and he never played prior. So yeah, so this is not his alt account or anything. This is his main account, and he's only been playing for 3 months, and he's able to do GB10 in 3 minutes and DB10 in 4 minutes, and also clear TOA normal. So that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive actually in 3 months. Yeah, pretty impressive. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, this actually is the so he's already building his Chow properly. Just by looking at his stats here, decent amount of HP, attack is okay, defense is alright, and speed is a little slow, but it's okay again. Crit rate and crit damage, alright, so he does have him on Violent Blade, attack, crit damage, and HP, which is pretty much how you want to build him. You can go full HP, like HP, crit damage, HP, or full attack. Full attack, he does do more damage, but it doesn't utilize his passive, which recovers 15% of his HP every turn. And also he'll deal more damage accordingly to his current HP. So the more HP he has, the more damage he does, right? So, and he actually scales quite well with attack and HP, so it's good to have both of them. So yeah, you're actually building him properly, Andrew. So that's really good. Of course, you do need to work on his runes, and of course, you are just a newer player. So yeah, so it takes time to progress to have better runes, but you are on the right track. And these stats for a newer player is not too bad actually. Of course, you want to work on his crit rate a little bit more, just because you have a crit damage on slot 4. This is completely useless if you don't crit, right? It's just it's just simple as that. So yeah, so just work more than anything else, just work on his crit rate, really. Like his HP, attack, speed, and everything else is okay, but really you just want to get his crit rate up there a little bit more, just to be a little bit more consistent, else his 128 crit damage kind of goes to waste. And yeah, so you're currently using Chow in GB10. Oh, GB10. Well, he's actually pretty good in in dragons as well. Actually, of course, again, if you get him to like 85 crit rate or even 70, he'll consistently crit, just because he gets a 15% bonus crit rate from the elemental advantage that he gets from the dragons. So that is really nice to bring him into dragons. All right. Yeah, and he's pretty good all around actually with his passive. So you can use him in arena and even guild wars as well. I find it in guild wars is really nice. It's because he is pretty tanky, so you don't really have to worry about him dying too much, and he does do quite a bit of damage. So it is really nice for you to have a Chow here. Okay, so it's really good. And I do see that you did build a Julie. Julie is really good. She's kind of like oh, okay, all attack, eh? Let me see what you have here. What's her stats? Yeah, so for Julie, really, you want to build her. I would say you want to build her speed, crit damage, and attack. Of course, you're still a newer player, so that's a little bit more difficult for you to do to bring up the crit rate that high. But once you're able to, build her speed, crit damage, and attack. Just because her third skill. She throws cards and she attacks 6 times when she has full HP. So it's really important that she gets the first turn. All right, because if she doesn't deal the full damage. Right, so that's why you want to build her with speed on slot 2. And yeah, she's quite useful. You can use her in arena or even guild war if you have the proper team. She's a really good water AOE nuker. All right, yeah, I wouldn't really suggest her for dragons. Yeah, not really. There's better alternatives, and I do see that you have them. So yeah, don't worry. So she's just really there for AOE water nuke in arena. Really, guild war not so much, but arena, because there's more monsters, it's easier to set up. All right, so you can use her there. Yeah, but really right now you don't really need to concentrate on arena too much. Just concentrate on your main monsters, and your arena will just rise with it. Like, trust me, it'll just rise with it. All right, let's see how fast your Bernard is. Okay, 230, 231. Not bad, not bad at all. Actually, for a beginner player, that's not bad. And you do have Brian, that's pretty nice. But yeah, anyway, so you have the Water Fairy King, which he has the fastest speed lead for arena. So already right there, that just makes your life so much easier. So much easier. For him, you want to do the same thing. You want to build him speed, crit damage, and attack. Of course, once you're able to get there, and you want to put him on either despair or rage. Really, like because you're planning on him to die. Like you're planning on him dying, pretty much, right? You'll be able to get off his overwhelm, which is really nice because it does reset everybody's skills. All right, but you do plan him on dying because he does his Rage for War and it does quite a bit of damage, right? So you do plan him on dying. So you either want him to do a ton of damage. Well, actually, you always want him to do a ton of damage. Rage will just give him that extra, more damage. Or Despair, which oh, you don't have him on. Or Despair, so when he comes back, he has a chance of stunning everybody. And on Despair, it gives a 25% chance of to stun. And also, it doesn't take into effect of glancing. So if it glances, it'll still have that 25% chance of stun. So it's actually pretty good. So for him, you just want to build him very squishy and like just very, very damaging. All right, because again, this skill, his Rage of War is AoE, and also his Overwhelm is also AoE. And chances are you're going to be able to get off both off. You're going to get off the Rageful War for sure. Sorry, Rageful Revenge. Rageful Return for sure. All right, and that'll do a lot of damage. And then you have another AoE nuke. So if you do 2 AoE nukes, that's a lot of damage. All right, and he does have the speed lead, so chances are you're going to be going first as well. So he can get off at least 3 attacks, being very squishy and being very strong in attack. He'll be very, very good in arena. All right, and I think you can actually use him in. I guess you can use him in dragons as well too, if you build him fast enough, because he does his attack does remove beneficial effects with a 30% chance for each attack, and he does 2 attacks. And yeah, if you max kill him, he has a 50% chance to remove per 2 shots. So it's really nice. All right, so yeah, so for arena, later on you do have a really good base for a arena offense team. So yeah, so don't worry about that for now though. All right, don't worry about that for now. Anyways, moving on, and you do have a Rika. She is Yeah, she's very good for. I guess you could use her for arena as a fire AOE nuker. There's not too many fire AOE nukers right now, and also she does have two AOE attacks: the Fire Guardian Angel and also the Toy Knight, and they're both very good. All right, and both low cooldowns, 3 turns and 4 turns. Yeah, 3 turns and 4 turns respectively. And so she's a really good Feymon Hell farmer. Yeah, just because her leader skills also gives 38% crit rate to fire monsters, so you don't have to build too much crit rate on her for her to have 100%. You only need to put 62. That's it. All you need is 62, and she'll have 100% crit rate, and then you can just go crazy on everything else. Actually, did you build her like that? Yeah, so she already has 100% crit rate right now if you use her as a farmer. All right, and yeah. So, and also because she's really good for TOA normal and TOA hard, especially in TOA hard, where of course it's harder, so you need more CC and more dots. And she has both CC in her second skill, she can stun, and she has dots in her second skill, which in her third skill, sorry, which is really nice. Attacks 3 times, and each has a 40% chance to decrease the enemy's attack speed, and also apply continuous damage for 2 turns. So she can apply up to 3 dots and slow everybody. So that's really nice. All right. So, and yeah, I see that you're using Beretta and Thrawn, which is, Thrain. Yeah, and she's just an excellent, another option for you to use. So she's really good. I would totally advise building her up. And as for runes, yeah, you have good, like the proper runes already on her. The Despair. Just for more stuns, right? Because her third skill does AoE damage as well, and her first skill also sleeps, so you'll be stunning like crazy. She'll be a crazy CCing monster. All right, she's already very good, first of all, and with Despair, she just has more stun and more CC in her, so it's really good. So speed, crit damage, and attack. Yeah, that's generally the build that you want to build. So usually you can use her in arena too, right? And usually in arena you want the first turn, so you slot 2 on most monsters is very good, just because you want to get the first turn, right? You could have attack on slot 2, but you lose out on a lot of speed, and if the enemy monsters go first and goes before you and kills you, yeah, all your damage, right? The extra attack you have on slot 2 is not helping you out if you're dead. All right, so having slot 2 on your arena monsters are very good. And of course, in TOA, you don't really need the speed too much, but it does help, right? You want to build them to be all around, to be useful wherever they can be, because you do want to be as efficient as possible. So yeah, so speed, crit damage, and attack would be fine. And yeah, but that's more for arena build. But if you're later on TOA hard, it's going to be very hard. So some people would even build her on speed, HP, and just go for accuracy substats for her. And that's what I would do if I had her. But yeah, if I had her, I'll probably build speed, crit damage, attack, just because I want to utilize her in arena, because there's not many fire AoE nukers, right? And let's see, what else do you have here? So you have the Wind Panda, Fang Yun. So he's so good. He's so good. His passive is so good. He has super Nemesis on his passive. All right, like Nemesis is what is it? If you lose, actually, yeah. Let me just. Where is Nemesis? It's like I forgot what it does. Okay, so your attack gauge increase 4% every time you lose 7% HP. That's what Nemesis does. All right, so when you take 7% of your damage in your HP, you gain 4% in your attack bar. But Wind Panda's passive is so good. His attack bar increases by 30% whenever he's attacked. So even if the monster does 1 damage to you, or even no damage, as long as you get attacked, your attack bar is going to increase by not 4%, by 30%. So that's very crazy, first of all right? He has built-in super Nemesis, and also his attacks will deal additional damage proportionate to his defense. So his attack here will do more damage based off of his defense, and he's the only panda that has this. Every other panda relies on attack for their first skill, but not this panda. So he's very, very good. All right, and how you want to build him is defense, crit damage, and defense. And in his case, it's okay to not have speed on his slot 2 just because his passive is so good, and he'll just get the additional turns from being attacked from his super nemesis passive. And also defense, he'll take less damage for having more defense on him, and also at the same time he'll do more damage because he has the defense, because it scales off of his passive. So it's very, very good. And what you have built here is actually wait a second, HP, he doesn't need that. But yeah, but building him on Despair is really, really, really good, because his second skill, Calm Mind, puts on counter. So whenever he gets hit, he'll counter the enemy, right? So he'll do additional damage to his defense, and also at the same time he'll armor break, and he has a chance to stun you. Despair is so good. So what you have here is very good, but I would say defense, crit damage, defense. If you if you get the runes good enough, right? And yeah, so just make him have, like, I guess, decent amount of HP, and go as crazy as you can on his defense. He doesn't really need speed, not really. And yeah, just get a lot of crit rate and crit damage on him. He'll do so much damage. Like, some monsters will kill themselves. I think he's like the best win tank, right? Because usually you want to, because usually the AI of the monsters are very, very stupid, right? You bring in a wind monster, they will the fire monsters will automatically attack your wind monster. And in his case, with his passive and his revenging, his super nemesis and his revenge skill, he'll just hit them back, which is very, very nice. So he's a really, really good wind tank. All right. And you also have Tiana. Damn, what can I say about Tiana? You don't really care too much about her first or her second skills. I mean, they're okay, they're decent, they're just there. But her third skill is the amazing skill, right? She pretty much strips everybody. She's the only one that strips everybody. She'll remove all of the beneficial effects, any debuffs from you and the your enemy. And she'll also increase the attack bar of all of your allies by 30%, which is very, very good. So she attack bar boosts, and also she strips. Now, with her strip is different from everybody else, is because it can't be resisted. It can't be resisted. So that 15% built-in resist that's always there is not there. Is not there for Tiana. Okay, she's very good. She's built like you use her in a Wombo arena comp, right? She's the best stripper out there. You might think, oh, why would I want to use her? She removes all of my beneficial effects, right? Not if she goes first. If you build her to go first on your team, it doesn't matter. All right. So for her, you just want to build really yeah. These are the runes. So yeah, swift energy and speed, HP. Some people like to build her speed, attack, and build her like speed, crit damage and attack, just because she's only there for her first for her strip, and then afterwards, if she can do extra damage, she can do extra damage, because after that she's not really useful. But if you're using her in a team, you're planning to kill the other team in like one turn anyways. All right, so really she's only used in arena. That's it. And she's only used for her strip. She has the best strip, irresistible strip. No other monster has that. No other monster has that. So that what makes her the best stripper in the game. All right. And for your team, you can build something like, for arena, literally Water Fairy King and Tiana, and then Galleon and like another AoE nuker, maybe Rika, or who else do you have? Or even Lushin. And that would be a pretty good team already. Like, yeah, you just have a really good team already. Oh my god. But anyways, that's it for those guys. All right. So yeah, so you can already do TOA 100, which is good. So the only real advice I have for that is really like work on your Rika, because she will be useful later on in TOA hard. And she's also very good in TOA normal as well, just because she can stun a lot. So definitely work on her. Yeah, and as a reviver, you already have the Brian, which is good. You have him, yeah, with all HP, and you just go as much HP as you possibly can, and make him as fast as you can too, because he does have a good speed, like good sub speed, like 116 base. That's really fast. All right, so he already has 130 with the 14 that you have on him additional, which is really nice. So yeah, you're building him properly. But yeah, you also have a Eladriel. So also build Eladriel. He's also very good. He's good for Guild War defense. Just because his heal is pretty good, right? It heals the monster 100%, but then at the cost of 50% of your own HP. But you heal anyways, and you're very tanky. So yeah, definitely build him. You can build him like Violent Blade or Violent Blade. I guess Violent Energy would be better. Speed HP. Like literally speed HP or speed defense HP. Yeah, just because he's really strong. If you ever faced against one before, like he's a really good healing and reviving monster, and he's very tanky because he does have really good base stats. You only have him here at level 5, so let's check him out what he would be when he's fully. Yeah, so he has 12k HP, 700 defense, 110 speed. Very good base substat. So if you can get him like even to look something like this is really strong, by the way. I don't expect you to get anything like this, but yeah, like with these kind of stats, he's so scary. And also he does remove beneficial effects on his first turn. So yeah, so it is very scary for you to have him. All right, so yeah, so that's it for that. Yeah, you haven't ruined him yet, but yeah, again, like violent, really violent anything, violent guard, violent endure. Just make sure he has good HP, good defense, and good speed. That's it. All right, and yeah, again for Tiana, you do want to build her to be pretty fast. This is fast. You want to build her around pretty much 200 speed. Yeah, pretty much 200 speed, because you want to go slower than the Chloe's, or yeah, pretty much you want to go slower than the Chloe's, because you want to strip off the Fanatic buff, and then your team will just go next and destroy them. All right. You can build her super fast and go ahead of everybody, but her base speed isn't that great. I mean, if she had like 110 or like Bernard 111, I would totally put my best speed runes on her. Right. That's the only reason why people don't put their best speed, her best swift or speed runes on Tiana, is because she has low base speed of 69. If she had like 111 or anything, everyone that has a Tiana would make her like 300 speed if they could, like literally. All right, but that's the only reason. So yeah, so she's really good. And also for the homie, you didn't for the homunculus, you didn't really ruin him yet, but same thing, standard nuker build. You can build him speed, crit damage, and attack. And I think Swift would work best, because his actually, yeah, initially Violent might work better, but I think in the end Swift might be better. Well, depending on what skills you're going for, right? I myself am going for this one. Attacks all enemies to inflict damage. The damage increases according to attack speed, right? So speed really matters here. So yeah, so I would put like Swift Blade or something like that. Again, speed, crit damage, attack, just so he synergizes off of the speed really well. So he'll be pretty nice. So really depending on how you want to build him, because he is very flexible, right? Because he has so many different skills that you can switch him to. So all requires different things, but I think mostly speed, crit damage, and attack, and then the runes is depending on which homie you want. All right, so yeah, so now let's talk about your Giants team. So you're currently using Vero, Bernard, Shannon, Bella, and Chow. Okay, very standard team, plus the Chow, of course. My first team, my first GB10 team is almost exactly the same, except minus the Chow and add in a Darien. That's pretty much it. All right, so it's 3 minutes, so that's already pretty fast, actually. That's actually very good. And you have Chow there. Yeah, like really to improve giants, you just need better runes. Really, you have the monsters here. You do already have a Lushan, and I see that you have another Lushan in storage. So definitely build a double Lushan. Maybe not now though, not yet. Because yeah, you don't have the runes for them. I'm pretty sure you don't have the runes for them, just because the rune requirement for double Lushan is quite high. Obviously, you need a lot of everything, right? You need a lot of speed, you need a lot of attack, you need a lot of crit rate, even more crit damage. Like here, you have 190, which is good for the crit damage, but crit rate is only 51. Kind of low. You need at least 70. So then you have another monster there to put in the crit rate for him. Right, so you do need a lot of stats for him. So yeah, maybe not yet, but for giants, really, the team that you currently have is actually pretty good already. 3 minutes is not a bad time at all. Really, you just need to work on, I guess. Let's see, how can we make your team faster? Yeah, I don't think at this point you're strong enough to be able to use Galleon in any of your speed teams, just because you need to nuke hard and fast and kill them before they have a chance to kill you, right? So you can't do that yet. So with your 3 minute team, it's actually already very, very good. Just continue to build up on your runes and your stats to make your guys better. All right, so for the GB10 team, and once you're able to get like a good amount of crit rate on most of your guys and good amount of attack, then try swapping them in, because really for GB10 team you just need Galleon and like four attack monsters, really, all AoE if possible, and then you'll just win, just because you're overpowering, because the giants doesn't have too much HP, and as long as you can do enough damage, it doesn't matter. All right, so you just need better stats in order to do that. You have the monsters. All right, you could use, like, later on you could use something like Galleon, so then you need 4 more, right? You can use Lushan, Lushan again. All right, and what else do you have here that you can use as an AoE? All right, you can use Julie, and then for one more you could use you can even use Shige. Like, literally any 4 monsters can fit in there, as long as you have the Galleon, and as long as you have enough damage, you can do it, and you can do it in 1 minute with that. All right, so yeah, let's move on. So the DB10 team. So your DB10 team is currently 4 minutes. Vero, Sig, Bella, Vert, Sig, Bella, Vero, and Chassin. And you were just able to do it because you got Chassin very, very recently. So that's a 4 minute team. That's actually not bad. Let's take a look at your monster. Your Vert is okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. He'll survive with those stats. Where's your Sig? Sigmaris. Ooh, hey, your Sigmaris is really nicely built. 95 crit rate and 188 crit damage. Oh, he is on rage. Okay. Wow. Very, very nice. You might want to try using your Sigmaris in your Giants team. It might work. I don't know. It might work. It might work, because it is pretty good. Oh yeah, actually no, not right now. Once you're able to use Galleon, you can actually use him. He's actually very strong. Yeah, he's actually very strong. His third skill is based off of the enemy's max HP, so it does a lot of damage there. And also oh yeah, this is not Perna's skill, but his second skill does, his multipliers are very, very nice, so he will do a lot of damage as well. But yeah, this Sigmar is very impressive. Very good job. All right, so yeah, so okay, now I can see why your Dragons team is 4 minutes. Yeah, so really, you can actually make it down to, I believe, even 3 minutes. Yeah, I think you can bring it down to 3 minutes or 3 minutes and 30 seconds if you replace your Chassin. I know you just got your Chassin, but hear me out, all right? Use the same team, Vert, Sig, Bella, Vero, and replace Chassin with Megan. Just try it out, all right? Let's see if she has good... yeah, so she is decently ruined already, so this is not bad. Yeah, my Megan is only 5-star, and whenever I use her in Dragons, she does it no problem. Although I don't use her anymore, but you can try using her. Let's see here. Yeah, So yeah, speed, HP, or I would actually build her speed, HP, and accuracy because you really want her second skill to land. How much accuracy you have on her? Yeah, 46. You really want to get her as high as possible, 85% if possible. And yeah, her Told Poison is really good. It removes beneficial effects and blocks it, right? So just like Bella's C's, they are both smart. They have smart AI for this, and will only use it when the dragon has immunity on him. So putting in Megan, you'll have 2 chances to remove immunity in case one of them derps and misses for some reason, and gets resisted, right? And yeah, so you have a second chance. And not only that, your Megan does apply a buff for 3 turns, increasing attack and defense, and that will just make everybody else on your team do more damage, and that's just very good. That's just very good. All right, so you can just try switching in and using Megan, and yeah, I think she'll help make your team faster too. And really, you only need 1 healer, and Bella should be enough. Although she is a little slow, only 156. Let's see how you ruined her. Yeah, and you ruined her. Okay. Yeah, again, I would put accuracy here too, just because I hate it when she gets resisted for the immunity, for her C's, right? So for both Bella and Megan, build them speed, HP, and accuracy. All right, try that. It just gets their accuracy up, and with that team, you should be able to do like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or 3 minutes. And just because your Sigmarus is so strong, I think you could do it. And you do have a Chow as well, so like I would try to once your runes gets a little bit better, try to transition in getting rid of your Vermos. Yeah, just try it, right? Like everything is in steps. You already have the base monsters that you need there. You just need to work on your runes. Once your runes gets strong enough, try working slowly on getting rid of your healers or your Vermos or whatever. Like how I did it was, yeah, first I tried to get rid of my Vermos and replace him with somebody else. And once I was able to run without a Vermos, I tried getting rid of my healers, right? And then, yeah, and you see my Dragons B10 team, right? There's no healers, there's no Vermos, nothing there, just pure damage, right? So yeah, just work slowly on that. But for now, totally try putting in Megan, and yeah, make your Bella faster. Try to make Bella as close to 200 as you can. Like 180 or 190 is good enough already, actually, on Violent. And yeah, switch the slot 6 to accuracy, because accuracy is very important when doing like face team for Dragon, because most of the time if you don't remove the immunity, you're dead pretty much, right? So yeah, so same thing for Megan. Of course, having her on Swift is good because you do want her to be fast. And yeah, so just speed, HP, and accuracy again. So try switching out your your Chassin for Megan, and see how that goes. I think it'll increase it. It'll be faster, because Chassin really, she doesn't do anything, right? She buffs attack, and she does heal, but realistically, you only really need 1 healer. If you do have a healer at all, you only need 1 healer, and Bella should be able to do that. And yeah, and Megan's defense buff will help a lot, actually. It will really help a lot. So you'll see it when you try it out. All right, and yeah, so that's the Dragons team. And as for Necros, don't even worry about Necros right now. You're not at the stage yet where you really need the Nemesis rune or the Will runes or the Rage runes. Actually, you do have a pretty good set of Rage runes though, which is on your Sigmars. It's not bad, but yeah, you don't really need it. Just Dragons and Giants, the runes from there is actually good enough already. Like I myself, I don't really farm Necros like at all recently. I do plan on farming it later on, but once I get my Bernard to at least 290, that's when I'll do it. But right now, yeah, you don't need it. So yeah, so as per progression in your game, really you just need to work on making your DB10 and GB10 team faster. That's all it is. 3 minutes is already very good for you right now for Dragons. So you don't have to worry about not Dragons, sorry, for Giants. so you don't have to worry about that right now. But for your dragons, yeah, just switch in your Megan. Try to work down the time, because 4 minutes is very, very long. And I do see, like you did mention that you watch my speed dragons team, and you are building the double torque, and you're probably noticing that it's very hard to build them, right? It's really, really hard to build them, right? So the thing is, you really, really need to work on your base runes. Like you want to build a lot of good runes, so that, like, a lot of good decent runes, so then you could use for later. And you have a ton of monsters right now, so really you just want to really concentrate on a few. All right, so the monsters that you should really, really concentrate on for progressing through the game, I would say, is your Vert, for one, because he's going to be really important in pushing like your team to be faster in every dungeon. Well, not giants, of course, but just in dragons, he really, really does help make everything a lot easier. So work on your Vert, work on his damage, like try to keep up his HP, but work on his damage. Yeah, what do you have on him right now? Yeah, so try to make this to an attack rune, but also at the same time keep up his speed, like make him like close to 200 speed and more attack, and yeah, make him like, you know, kind of tanky. But right now this is good for where you're at, because you need him to be tanky, you need him to live. So this is good because you can't do the damage yet, right? But yeah, definitely work on your Vert, work on your Chassin. All right, your Chassin's already very decent. Yeah, oh, okay, she's on Swift. But yeah, try to get her, like, if you can get her on similar stats as she is right now, but on Violent, she'll be already very, very good. So yeah, definitely work on your Chassin, because she'll really help in like Guild Wars and Arena. She's just so good, right? Yeah, and yeah, so don't really worry too much about the double Torques or the double Lushen as of yet, but definitely work on your Vert. Concentrate on your PvE game, all right? Because that's where you're getting all of your resources from. That's where you're getting all of your runes from, and all of your crystals and stuff from the TOA. All right, so yeah, work on your Vert. Your Brian's already pretty good. If you just get him a little faster, he's fine. And I think Elojul is actually better than the Brian, but you know, work on whichever one you think is better or easier for you. Brian is easier to rune, and Elojul is more advanced. It's harder to rune because he requires a little bit more stats in each area, but he is very good, and that's the reason why. All right. Yeah, so you already have your Sigmars as really strong, so that's very good. He is a good base monster, like a core team monster, I guess. But for your dragons, later on, once you transition and have stronger monsters, you'll find that Sigmars won't be that great. Yeah, you don't have Theomars yet, but you have such other good monsters. But yeah, definitely Vert is, you should work on. Galleon, like currently what you have on Galleon is pretty good already. What is this? Oh, you have him on all attack. That's funny. Oh, okay, accuracy there, that's good. And attack. Okay, so switch this one out to speed. Trust me, switch it out to speed. He's already pretty fast, but oh yeah, he's already pretty fast. So I guess for where you're at right now is pretty okay. But yeah, definitely you'll want to switch this out to speed. And yeah, you just want to be able to speed tune properly, because Galleon is used in Giants and Dragons speed team. So you'll want to make him the fastest on your team. You want to make him go first. All right, and yeah, this is a good initial build for him. But of course, you want to get him on the speed on slot 2 here. All right, and you want to get him on Violent if possible, like over 200 speed on Violent, HP, and accuracy, or even crit damage here. You know, if you're feeling more confident in your team. All right, and yeah, so those two monsters will really help you progress, because yeah, Vert just makes dragons team run a lot faster, and Galleon he's the key to making a 1 minute B10 team. All right, so he is definitely worth it to work on. And yeah, so as for the Torques, just slowly work on them. it's hard to expect to have them at the right stats you need them to be right away, right? Because you do want them to have at least 70% crit rate, and at least I guess 180 speed, and as much attack and crit damage as you can possibly manage, right? Because they are very good. You can use them in all three of the B10 teams, right? In Giants, Dragons, and Necros. I used to use them in all three. Now I just use them in Dragons and Necros. And Giants, I just go YOLO Giants, right? Because Giants you can easily nuke down, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I did use them right in the beginning. So for the longest time, I had Torque in all three B10 teams. So they're definitely worth it to invest in. Of course, you want to build them on Violent, Speed, crit damage, and attack. But it is very, very hard to do to keep up the stats. So initially, you can build them on Swift and just try it with that. Of course, Violent does help decrease their cooldowns so they can do their team attack more often. But for now, you're just starting out, you can try Swift. All right. Of course, Engel, Violent. Engel is usually always Violent, actually. And your Homunculus, I already talked about that actually, so that's okay. And I do see that you have a Immacity here. So not saying you have to do it right now, but in the future, if you have been watching my videos, Immacity, Comper, Bulldozer, very, very good. All right. I think I'm actually going to make a video on how to make that team, because I think it's just a very, very good team for free-to-play players like us. It's just a really, really good team. Okay. And that's the other Lushan that you have there. Yeah, so for Lushan, you've probably seen the guides before, right? You just want to build them with speed, crit damage, and attack. 70% crit rate, and everything else on attack and crit damage. And of course, their speed should be speed tuned to the team that you have. So if your Bernard is like 280, you're gonna want your Lushans to be like almost 200 speed. So it's very high requirements, but you don't have to worry about that for now. But yeah, so Andrew's arena rank is he usually gets around 1200 points, so it's probably around F3, and you should be scoring a lot higher than that just by looking at your monsters here. If you had a Chloe, you can definitely hold Guardian. Chloe just adds an extra annoyance of Fnatic onto to the battle, so they have to counter the Fnatic with a different monster. So it's just really really fun. But yeah, you have really really good monsters here. Oh man. Okay, this is getting kind of long, so let's start to wrap this up. One other question that he had for me, besides on what to work on to for the progression of the game, the Rift Beasts, what monsters to use and what runes he should be using. All right, so I'm assuming you want to do the fire one. I'm not sure, you didn't say which one, but the fire one is definitely one of the easier ones, I would think. All you really need is one or two good AoE nukers, because the bombs that he does, the bomb minions, he does the most damage off of that, right? So you're really gonna want the AoE nukers to get rid of that. And the Water Fairy King is actually pretty good. His overwhelm is on a cooldown of 3 turns, so if you have him on Valiant and decent speed, he'll do quite a bit of damage. He'll do quite a bit of damage, and also he'll remove all the bombs, which is what you want to do, right? So you can use him. So it's how many monsters? 6 monsters, right? So you can use Vert, Water Fairy King, Julie. Let's see here, Julie, Stella, and like okay, so yeah, you also have a Wahi. Wahi's very very good in the fire raid boss, because her skill does do a ton of damage, and also her amuse is very very good. It heals and also buffs attack, so she's better than Chassin for the fire raids, just because she can deal damage as well. So it's very very good. And if she attacks enemies randomly, and if she kills a monster, her skill becomes instantly reusable. So if she kills one of those bombs, she'll get to use the skill again right after. It becomes off of cooldown. So it's very, very good. It's very good. All right. So yeah, you can use. So you can use Hua He. Actually, yeah, Hua He, Water Fairy King, Julie. So that's 3 monsters. You could use Stella. Stella is very good. You want to build her speed, crit damage, and attack on Swift Blade or Swift whatever. Just try to get her really, really fast and good, good amount of crit rate, like 85, 100 if you can, right? But minimum 70. She's really good because her skill here. What is it? Is this the one? Suppose attacks enemy, looks for weakness. This for 2 turns. Yeah, so her first skill attacks and it defense breaks, really. A defense break, and her second skill attacks the enemy 2 times. It has a chance to leave branding effect, and yeah, branding effect does extra additional 25% damage, so it's really, really nice. And her attack in the end decreases the enemy's attack bar by 10% for each attack, and will strike up to 7 times according to her attack speed. So I think if you can get her to like 220 speed, she'll do 7 attacks. So, and it's really, really, really strong. She's really strong. All right, armor break on first skill and branding on second skill. She's just really good for the rate. All right, so yeah, so you can bring her, and you can bring Vert to speed along the team. So with that team, you should be able to probably do A or A plus. Just depending on the runes. So again, it's a Vert, what is it? Vert, Water Fairy King, Hua He, so that's 3, Stella, that's 4, and then just 2, and then just you need 2 more monsters. So Sigmarus is actually very, very good as well because of his AoE. Although it is 4 turns, but you're going to be switching back and forth, and hopefully the more AoEs you have, the better. Because literally, if you can just get rid of the the bombs, then it'll be very, very easy to clear the fire homunculus. All right. So yeah. So as for the arena, really, you just need to put on your monsters with your strongest runes. Really, like stick in a Vermos, Vermos, Chow, Vermos, Chow, Chassin, and like a Bella, and that will do just fine. Actually, if you have it really depends on the runes. Like what's a really common team? Vermos, Theomars, Chassin, and Chloe. That team I've seen in Fighter 3, and I've also seen it in Conqueror 2 or 3. It's a really good team. You just it depends on the runes, right? And some people can't handle the team depending on their runes. So yeah, I don't know if you're concentrating on arena or not, but really you shouldn't be. As long as you're concentrating on your core team, you'll do just fine. All right. So yeah, so that's it for the video. If you have any more questions, just email me in case I missed something. All right. So yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, watch my other videos, and until next time, happy farming.